those moments that prepared me for life. Something that a book, something that a school could never have taught me. Life taught me.
I wake up half past 5, thank God I'm still alive. Start seeing flashing lights, I guess it's time to shine. It's time to start my day. First thing I do is pray. He says to make a way, just know you'll be
your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. As always, guys, we're coming to you from ESPN 9759. 2-5 as well as podcasting. We doing it all, man. Want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame today, getting your champagne wishes and caviar dreams, man. Because I'm getting ready, man. I'm hyped. I'm already amped because the Royal Rumble is going down this weekend. But Brad, before we even get that, how you feel, man? How you feel?
I'm doing good, Book. I'm Royal Rumble ready. I can't wait to go ahead and check that one out. Royal Rumble is my favorite show of the year. I know, I think it's a lot of people's. People like WrestleMania, of course, for the spectacle, but as far as the surprise and the elegance and the ambiance of the Royal Rumble, that's better. Who knows who's going to return?
Oh, man.
What surprise we might see? I'm kind of reminded of the Royal Rumble from last year, in Dallas.
Stretch it out right there, man, because
or in San Antonio.
I've been checking my emails. I've been checking my Gmails to see if the invitation has come through. But like I say, man, I'm in the best shape of my life, y'all. I've been training. I've been in the gym harder than I've ever hit it before. I'm serious, man. I'm serious on this. So if they need an extra man, if they need me to make that walk just one time going down in St. Petersburg, Florida, oh yeah, man, I will be ready, willing, and able to get the job done, guys. So look here, man. Look here. I'm on call. I mean, look here. I got my text messages. They wide open. I'm not even taking any more messages. Anybody else text me? I'm not even looking. If it don't have a 203 area code on it, I'm not going to even answer. So look here. I'm available. Going down Tropicana Field, like I say, St. Pete, Florida, this Saturday night, guys. Look here, I'm gonna be in town for the kickoff show. But one thing about the wrestlers, man, one thing about the wrestler, he always makes sure he bring his extra bag with him. So look here, the white tights, the white boots. They go be in the bag. They go be in the bag. So look here, man. WWE, attention, WWE. The boy is ready. Look, last year I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared.
Well, you were prepared, yeah.
No, I wasn't prepared from the perspective. I didn't get the email until I was sitting at the desk doing the kickoff show.
Well, that could preclude you from being overly, prepared for such a.
What I'm saying was I wasn't warmed up. I had no time to really I had the gear in the bag, but I had to go straight from the desk, straight to the ring, because if you remember, the men's Rumble match started first.
Right.
Remember that?
True. Very first thing.
So that right there kind of threw me off from the beginning. So that had a big, I'm talking about a huge, monumental effect on me perhaps winning the Royal Rumble and being able to cash in at WrestleMania, man. I'm serious, because that was my intent. That was my intent. I didn't plan on going out there and just doing the spin-a-rooney, and that's all I had in me. I wasn't ready.
The Rooney was in you. Well, here's the thing. I think for people who may have forgotten or have a short memory, can we relive the moment? Not from the in-ring, but just from the intro.
Yeah, we can do that.
So this is a non-WWE videos from Matt Kemp, actually, who works on the Bump, I believe. But here is his version of it here. Look at this.
Can you dig it? Use pop. People going nuts. They're going nuts. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't, like I said, my knee would have a little hit.
There we go.
A little hit.
Bam!
And Dominic Mysterio, I can't stand that kid.
Right in the face. Take that, Dom.
I don't hide too, dude. Oh, shaggy duggy quack. Good boy.
To the knees, man. To the knees, man.
This is what I asked God. I said, God, all I need is just one. Just one. That's all I need to complete this journey.
Boy. Look at it. There it is. There it is. And here it goes. Over the top rope. The floor.
Let's go, brother.
You remember last year when everybody saw that, they said they thought I went through the middle rope?
I remember that.
That's how good I am.
That was a big
I made
controversy.
sure I stretched that top rope all the way to the bottom before I hit the floor. I rolled out of there like molasses, man. I'm serious. I was about to get hurt. You can get hurt just getting thrown out of the ring. You talk about how it feels being on the top rope. Getting thrown over the top rope is not that easy, guys. So I made it look like a ballerina right there. But yeah, what a moment. What a moment. But there again, don't sleep on 2024. Don't sleep on St. Petersburg, Florida. and your boy Booker T stepping out to the ring just one more time. I got my phone. I got it. And I'm checking my emails, and I'm checking them twice but to see who's naughty or nice, because your boy want another shot. Your boy want another shot. I'm just saying.
I don't know which one it would have been. I guess it would have had to been the 2002 Royal Rumble. Yeah, it had to be the 2002 Royal Rumble. Would have been the first one you could have been a part of, which I think you were in that Rumble. Do you remember anything about your very first Royal Rumble experience? And let me ask you this too. Did the guys in WCW, when the Rumble would go down, would y'all ever talk about like, oh man, it'd be fun to do something like that? Because y'all had World War III, which was kind of the answer to the Rumble. But did you ever want to be in one? Was that something?
Just to answer your question, I never thought about what was going on in WWE as far as their matches and wanted to be a part of it, other than the Brawl for All. I don't know why I'm stupid enough to want to be in something like that. I wanted to be in the Brawl for All, but nah, man. All I was thinking about was matches. You know, it's like people ask me sometimes, "Hey, man, WrestleMania such and such. You remember such match?" And I'm like, man, I was thinking about my own match. I wasn't thinking about watching somebody else's match, and I didn't go back and watch the whole WrestleMania just to watch the show. You know, that's just never been me. I always been a guy that once it was behind me, it was behind me, and I was moving on.
Yeah. Okay. I feel that. Now, do you have any memories though of your first Royal Rumble?
You know, only thing I remember about the Rumble, man, is I never won one. I'm serious. The thing is, I knew I was never placed to win the Royal Rumble. So
Right.
it wasn't something that was really, really significant for me to remember, because I was always working for the other guy. I was
Right.
never really working for myself. And that's just being a player. You know, a lot of matches, you know, I was never in a Hell to Cell match. You know what I mean? A lot of matches, you know, I just never, you know, thought about winning. That just wasn't my route to the championships. always in the square circle, always one-on-one for me, or in a tag team perspective as far as the way I've won my titles, you know what I mean? Ladder matches, you know what I mean? Money in the bank. You know, I've never won a Money in the Bank. I was never touted or never, figured in to win the Money in the Bank, and it just slipped through my hands or anything. And the thing is, I never wanted to win a match like that because I knew what I was going to have to go through. It's a lot of pain involved in a lot of those matches, So for me, I tried to stay away from the more painful type matches.
I understand that. I definitely understand that because as much as the glory is, I remember you telling me about that first Elimination Chamber and how terrible it was, like on the body, on the mind, and the soul.
I wish you had that clip.
Oh, I'm sure I have that.
Steve Austin and was it Steve Austin?
Steve Austin wasn't.
No. It was Triple H. It was Triple H and I sitting in the audience, just sitting in the seats before it all started. And I tell Triple H, it's not going to be good. In other words, from a different perspective, I said, this is not going to be nice, and somebody's going to get hurt tonight. I didn't say get hurt. I think I said something else. And lo and behold, Triple H got banged up pretty bad that night, all due to that structure. It was a mean structure.
So I actually happen to have. Oh, let me stop that. Let's see. I actually happen to have the video of us talking about it, and with the clip in it. So let me play that. Let's see. Can you see this? There we go.
I can see it.
Okay. So hopefully this plays. Let's see. Tell me if you can hear it. Can you hear that?
Somebody
Maybe I can pull off that. I'll have an advantage.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, that was the first Elimination Chamber match.
Here it is one more time.
Somebody gonna get up tonight.
Oh man,
that's
you
what happened,
weren't playing
man.
either.
I wasn't playing, man. That structure was unforgiving, man, and it scared me just being out there looking at those guys put it together. And then when they put it together, I got a chance to walk on it, and I was like, "This is not good. This is not good in any way, shape, or form." And for me, I was just trying to figure out how not to get hurt that night. I didn't care if I don't care if I win matches or be anywhere near the pinfall. I want to get out of that match as soon as I possibly can. We got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by BlueChew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Yeah, talking about a little Royal Rumble action going down this week. But big news on Seth Rollins.
Seth, man. You know,
Man,
we're gonna hear what happens officially tonight, but
yeah,
the
yeah,
rumor is he's got a torn meniscus,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like he's had this injury before,
It seemed like Seth has been working banged up for quite some time.
but especially to his knees, right? Hasn't he had a couple of issues? Because he had that one. Remember that table spot he did? Or I think he did like a flip power bomb off the turnbuckle to Kane at a house show, and boom, snapped his knee at one time. And I think there was another knee issue right before WrestleMania with
Hey,
Triple H.
bro. I mean, that's the toughest part of the business. You know, I'm trying to make sure the wheels don't fall off. You've heard the old saying, man, I'm gonna roll till the wheels fall off. That's truly the name of the game, man. Trying to keep your legs up under you. And, you know, for Seth Rollins, I think he had been hearing about back issues before as well. You know, so it's one of those things. Like I said, not a matter of if, but a matter of when something's just going to give way. That's just part of this business, the hard luck side of it, the agony of defeat side of it. But I'm sure Seth will get himself fixed up and get himself back as soon as he possibly can. I can't wait to hear exactly, what's going to happen with the title and whatnot. But definitely, with the Rumble coming up, a lot of significance here. See how it play out.
Well, there's a lot of look, you never want to hear any guy getting hurt, first and foremost. It's awful. And I hope it doesn't I hope Seth isn't on the show for too long, only for the fact of what he and Punk were brewing sounded really good. You know what I mean? I liked where this was going, and it seemed to be that's the way they were angling WrestleMania time, and it could still happen. But there are a lot of things. If the docs say, hey, you can be back in 55 days, 60 days, right? Because they say 2 months for the injury that he was suspected to have, would be about a normal timetable. He can maybe get back at WrestleMania time. If so, I feel like you don't change anything. I feel like you stay the course. He's going to address it, but he kind of stays on the side of it. But this is where like my brain starts moving. It's like, or you could make the Rumble on Saturday for the World Heavyweight title, or during his promo announcement of his injury, boom, Damian Priest cashes in. New world champion on an injured champion. What better time for a heel to cash in? Then I start thinking all kinds of stuff, but my mind starts going crazy.
Yes. I don't book the show. I'm not gonna even.
I'm writing. I'm writing.
Hey man, I'm not gonna even. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I need you to keep coming up with good ideas.
Sharp mind. You know what I mean?
As much as you possibly can. Yes. So keep thinking like that. But for me, I just can't. I just don't like booking the show. I just don't even like thinking about where we're gonna go with the show until we actually get there. I don't know.
No. But all I'm saying is, the thing is, normally you would say, "Man, world champion has to relinquish the title." Terrible, and it is. If that happens, I don't want to see it. But thankfully, we're in a situation to where creatively, there's still a story that can be told in a variety of ways.
No, that's why I said there are a lot of significance here.
Right.
I mean, we can go so many different ways. That's the way I answer the question. You start just thinking about.
I start writing it, man.
Like, for me, I say one thing. That's my quote. that they can quote me on that topic. Because if I say something, people are gonna be saying Booker T said y'all need to do this, and I'm like, no, I didn't say that. I'm just saying, just the way what I like. Like you just said, see, they're not gonna say. They're gonna say I said that. No,
I was about to say that's my favorite thing that happens is when I say something and then they report it as you saying it.
That's what
I'm like, hey, if y'all listen to the voices on the show, they're very distinct. I think you could discern whose is whose. Right?
No, but they want to make it's a association, guilt by association. If you go to jail, I go to jail.
Well, look,
it's just
man,
one of those type of deals.
Well, you know what? Then articles, internet wrestling writers, put my damn name in it. I'm trying to get some clicks too. Damn it! Don't let this man get all the shine. I'm here too.
Help a brother out. Help a brother out.
Oh my gosh. I know we're talking about Seth, but it just reminded me. I don't know if you saw it on the internet. It was so funny. Did you see the Saturday Night Live thing they did of Shannon and Kat?
I didn't, man. But,
oh my gosh.
I saw a little bit of it when Charmel was showing a little bit on the cell phone. Yeah.
There was one where he was talking about Obama, and he was like, Obama, how he had "Yes, we can." He stole that from me. Before I said it, his campaign slogan was "Probably." I mean, I was laughing. I was laughing so hard, man.
Oh my god,
It
man.
was great. I'll have to show it later in the show because I mean, the guy who's playing Shannon did a phenomenal job too. By the way,
Yeah. Oh man. Cat Williams pretty much broke the internet, man.
you know they say his ticket sales went up 800%.
Oh man, you want to get in on that show, man. You want to see that. I went to see Cat Williams once, you know, and I think he was going through something at that time. Though I think he was, had a nervous breakdown or something not too long before.
I remember this.
Trying to clean his act up, and then and he wasn't telling any of his real hard jokes,
Right.
and it just wasn't a great show. And but I understand, I get it. He was going through something, and he was trying to be like Richard Pryor back in the day. Richard Pryor went through that, and he came back and he said he could never say the N-word ever again. So he must have had an epiphany. He must have seen God, and something happened. That's a higher power or something that's totally that we don't understand. So I get it.
Yeah. But going back to Seth Rollins, obviously it's an awful thing to happen. I mean, you had some knee issues, right? You had your knee scoped a couple of times. What does that mean for people who don't know?
That means when they go in and just clean all the bad particles out of the knee and shave the bone down to where it's smooth again. It's not actually repaired. You're actually losing bone minute by minute, day by day, hour by hour, year by year. I had to have my knee scoped twice over my career, and it was all due to just wear and tear on the body more than anything.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the knees are interesting because there's a lot of ligaments there. There's your MCL, your ACL, your PCL, all kinds of CLs around your knee area. And I know that knees are weird too to recover on. It's not like there's always like a standard rehab, kind of like the Achilles in that way, right? They're tendons, so they're not muscles. So it's not like you can rehab them in the traditional sense. Like if you tear a bicep or a tricep or a pec, there's certain rehab exercises you can do. With the knee, there are, but it's more so of a time thing, from my understanding.
Yeah. But the MCL and the PCL that's a little bit different than what I had. I just had cartilage damage.
Right.
With those guys, they got to go in and actually reattach. Sometimes take something from somewhere else and put it in place here. I'm not sure the doctor's terminology and whatnot, but it's cadavers. That's what I mean. Stuff like that. It's all kind of stuff that goes into trying to get back, and then the rehab process. That's a monster as well. But they fix it, but it's not something that's going to ever get back to being 100% ever again, and that's just fact. No matter what people think, no matter what people say. You see football players go down, they come back, and they're never the same after they had that knee surgery. And it's the same way in professional wrestling. It's just the same way in life. I know after my scopes, I always was wondering, am I going to be able to jump as high? Am I going to be able to, go out and do it like I did, once upon a time? I always felt that way. And, my vertical, got, smaller and smaller as, my time went. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's just, like you said, wear and tear and damage on the body. And Seth, does a lot of aerial stuff where he lands on his knees. He likes to do that Phoenix splash where sometimes he, goes over and boom, lands on the knees. So, I mean, after a lot of that, and I don't really know why I'm not a physical therapist or a kinesiologist or anything like that, but you can just imagine, like, if you jump, like, I know for me, like, I have a truck, right? I've always driven a truck. And normally if I load something in the truck, boom, I jump off to the ground, right off the high side of the truck. That's what I've always done my whole life. I had to do that yesterday, carrying something off the freeway, and I had to stop and restrap, and then I jumped, and I went, oh, that felt a little bit different than it used to. You felt something. The shock absorption wasn't there as much as I thought.
Trust
you know what I mean?
Me. I was at a basketball game watching my son play basketball last week, and I was sitting in the bleachers, and I was like on the second level, and it was probably maybe 4 more levels up of bleachers, and this girl jumped off like the 5th bleacher to the floor. And it was like something you see like on. I used to watch $6 Million Man, so when she did it, that's what I was thinking about. You know what I mean? She's and landed over here, right? And I was so impressed. I was like, wow, why can't I do that? It was the craziest thing I had seen in a while, man. But just that jump, just let me know, man. Young people, the cartilage and all that. I got a story when I come back. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute, guys. Hey, what's up? This Booker T, and winter is here, and you know what that means, trying to stay comfortable while you sleep. Well, I've got something exciting for you.
That's right, Book. We've recently discovered a game changer for a good night's sleep. It's called Miracle Made, and it has its new product, the silver-infused bed sheets inspired by NASA.
Yeah, these sheets are no ordinary sheets, guys. They've got self-cooling properties that keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, thanks to NASA-inspired technology.
And here's the kicker. They're self-cleaning too. Infused with silver, these sheets prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them fresh and clean 3 times longer than regular sheets. So that means no more gross odors. Plus, they're all about comfort and quality. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the crazy price tag of other luxury brands. Trust me, Book, they feel as nice, if not nicer, than the sheets used by some 5-star hotel.
And just in time for the holidays, guys, these miracle sheets make perfect gifts for your loved one. And who doesn't want better sleep and luxurious bed sheets? And guess what, guys? You get 3 free towels with your purchase. But wait, there's more. These sheets are designed with your skin in mind. No more sleeping on bacteria that can clog your pores. You don't want that. Sleep clean with Miracle.
Yeah, so here's the deal, listeners. Go to trymiracle.com/Booker to try it today or gift it to someone special this holiday season. And guess what? You will save over 40%.
Do it! And don't forget, guys, if you use the promo code at your checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and an extra 20% off.
And if that wasn't great, here's the best part. Miracle stands behind their product with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund from Miracle Made.
Hey guys, upgrade with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Booker and use the promo code Booker and claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Trymiracle.com/Booker. Treat yourself or a loved one this holiday season to a gift of better sleep. Don't wait. Try Miracle Made today. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Talking about Seth Rollins being down, and got some big news going to be talking about tonight. So make sure you guys tune in. But I remember last time I went to go see the doctor about my knee, and I know how bad my knees are. I mean, I know my body. I know how I walk now, and I know how I walked, when I was, 20, 25, 30, it's gotten progressively, hard on the knees. And my knee was killing me. That's when I went to have the PRP therapy.
Right, I remember that.
Not too long ago. And and the doctor, he says, your knees are, man, you're bone on bone. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I kind of figured that, and, but I didn't tell him that. I'm saying, but what can I do for it? You know what I mean? Well, this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what your knee is supposed to look like. So he puts a picture of mine up on the little gimmick, and then he put the other little image up next to mine. He goes, "This is what yours look like." On the chart, and then on this chart, he goes, "This is what they supposed to look like." And I go, "Wow, that's vast. There's a huge difference in what mine look like." And he goes, "This is a 20-year-old girl." And I'm wondering, why the hell are you showing me that? Don't you think I know my knees don't look like that no more? I know that. I'm not a doctor. What the hell can you? Where's the gel? Where's the the stuff you put in the knee? That's what I'm looking for. I'm like a used car salesman. I'm like looking for the used car guy. Can you sell me something? You know what I mean? What can you sell me? I'm not looking for it. The new knees. I can't get those. You know, I was so damn mad at this doctor, bro, showing me that image. I didn't need to see that.
And he dropped it like, and this is a 20-year-old girl's knee. Like, you should have been like, oh, man.
Like, I mean, come on,
Man,
bro.
really?
I was so mad at this doctor. I'm like, bro, I just came to try to get a tune up here. I ain't coming to get the full job. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
But man, hold up. I'm serious.
Look. Well, that's to say. Knees are funny, so we hope Seth is all right. And goes through this final. We still can see him at WrestleMania 40. Before we move on, I have to share this comment because it made me laugh. He's James Weston, I believe, still a channel member, said, "Dang guys, BlueChew, Silver Sheets, Manscaper, we got the baby mama starter pack." Had to call it out because it popped me.
Hey, man.
That popped me.
This is a good one.
That's good. And I see a lot of comments here early on. They're asking about the YouTube theme song. I just got to say, there's somebody bought the rights exclusively of the song. We had a lease for it. Lease ran up, and so we no longer have the rights to it. That's just how that works. So we're getting something created.
That's the way the old Mop Flop, right? That music you just heard, that was some Brad Gilmore originals.
I didn't make it, but it's from the group. Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, exactly. That's from 2011. If you guys haven't heard about 2011, check them out. I'm sure they got some stuff out there somewhere lingering.
Got an album out.
Get you some stuff, guys. Brad's not just co-host extraordinaire. Oh no, man. You got a whole lot going on, man. So tap in, man. Tap in. I just want to say also that I'm still lobbying for the Nasty Boys to get a spot in the WWE Hall of Fame.
They should get one.
Yeah, I see that story got picked up. And I really believe that, man. I really believe that in my heart that Knobs and Sags do deserve a nod. And the thing is, I know there's a lot of people. I think Demolition is
Demolition's got to go in.
And people always say, man, Demolition should be in. And the thing is, I agree with them. I agree with them 100%. Demolition. I used to love watching Demolition because they were kind of like Hawk and Animal, but they were different. They had the face paint, but it wasn't. They wasn't trying to be the Road Warriors. That's what I liked about Demolition, as well as to see Barry Darsow get a shine.
Yeah,
Barry Darsow was he entertained me, man. He entertained me when I was a youngster coming up and watching professional wrestling. And I remember he was wrestling Nikolai Volkov, and he was Barry Darsow. And he said, Nikolai Volkov, he was doing a promo. He said, Nikolai, you got Russian missiles. You say you got Russian missiles. Well, I got American missiles right here, pal. And I'm gonna show you right here at the Sam Houston Coliseum next week. Who's the real? And boom, they went and had them hatching. In a few minutes, Nikolai Volkov dropped him on his head. Bam, 1, 2, 3. And the next week they came out. Barry Darsow was a Russian. He was crushing Darsow.
Hey man, you got to run with it.
I was like, wow, man. That's the way Angles were back in the day. This is a full-blooded American, and the next week he come out, he's a Russian just because he just got beat up that bad. I was like, I loved it, man. So to see Barry Darsow get a shine in Demolition, that would be awesome too. Good friend of mine, man. Really good friend.
There's a few, that still pop up. I feel like that aren't in. Some of those guys who I think are WWE Hall of Fame worthy. They're working other places right now. But when I think of the WWE Hall of Fame, who's not in it? The Rock's not in there. Sable, I think Sable should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, right? Don't you think Sable should be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
He was a ratings draw.
No, she definitely was. Scotty. As far as when you watch the show, you wanted to watch it. You definitely want to see that segment that she was going to be in, whether it was wrestling or just being on the show. Yeah, she's a Hall of Famer. I think so. So it's so many though. It's so many. Yeah.
Psycho Sid's not in there. Come on, man. Psycho Sid main event WrestleMania, world champion.
I don't think the Midnight Express is in there either, right?
The rock and roll's in there. I don't
Rock
believe
and
the
roll's
midnight.
in, but not the midnight. Yeah.
I don't think the midnight's in there.
Jim Cornette was inducted the Rock and Roll Express, and he was talking about the Midnight Express for the first 5 minutes, man. I was like, well, who are we inducting here tonight?
You know what? This might be a controversial take. Jim Cornette, there's a case for him to be in the Hall of Fame.
No doubt. I mean,
Absolutely.
Jim Cornette's contribution to this business is undeniable. I mean, that guy entertained me, I mean, he made me, want to do this to that degree as far as how far he took it. He believed in this business more than anything when he was doing it, and he believed in making fans feel a certain way when they watched it. That is the true Romeo and Juliet, Phantom of the Opera, Shakespeare of this business. And when he did it better than anybody. Seriously.
I agree with you. And, I know Jim Cornette, gets a lot of internet flack for some of his takes on AEW. And I know he said some stuff in the past or what have you. But as far as if you just look at his contributions to the business, one of the best manager, valet talkers ever. I mean, when that guy would cut a promo, oh, man, when he cut a promo on the Rock and Roll Express, you felt like he had all the fire and flame and passion from hell itself, flowing through his veins, through the television screen. He's one of the people, and this is probably the biggest compliment I can give him. Him and Dusty, if you go back and look at that era, they were, and Rick, obviously, but they had that power of kind of coming through the screen with their voice. Like you almost felt it here, like in your chest as they were talking. Whether it was the good feelings that Dusty would give you, like when Dusty said, "I'm reaching out my hand to you," and you felt like, oh, I could touch his hand through the screen, or as Cornette's fire coming through it when he's cutting a promo. I mean, look, they're some of the best to ever do it. So yeah, Cornette definitely should be in there.
I think so.
Yeah. And then Lex Luger. I think Lex Luger should be in the Hall of Fame.
I think Lex should be in as well, man. Without any question, shadow of a doubt, he should be in. Contributions was definitely felt, by so many. So many was on that Lex Luger train when he was running. He was always one of the guys that was a standout. He was always, a main event player. Always a main event guy. So definitely Lex Luger should be get a nod. I would hope to see that.
Just a couple more that come to mind. Just because we're talking about 3 more that I want to say. Paul Heyman should be in. Whether he's going to go in Philadelphia like I think he should or not. I know earlier this year you campaigned also for Tommy Dreamer. Get a nod. I'm with you on Tommy Dreamer. And then the person they should, because look, WrestleMania 40, that's a prestigious, number there. I mean, you have to think about the history of the business at WrestleMania 40. Who's somebody who should be in, who, would live up to the majesty of WrestleMania 40. And when I think of the word majesty, I think of a king. And I think for the 3rd time, they should induct Booker T in as King Booker.
Hey, man, I'd love to see it. I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't turn it down.
The first 3-time Hall of Fame.
Man, the greatest king of all, man. I feel that way. I really feel that way. But no, man, I ain't lobbying to get no more rings, man. I appreciate that, though, man. We got to take a break, man. Guys, stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame, man. We'll be back in a minute.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for an important public service announcement.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Is it something more essential? A revolutionary ball trimmer that has landed right here from the future.
That's right. Manscaped has been working overtime to upgrade your below-the-waist grooming experience with their cutting-edge Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra.
Let's cut to the chase. Every man out there knows the fear of going in for a close shave in those most sensitive areas.
Yeah, we've been there, Book, but fear no more. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is the hero that you deserve, featuring not 1, but 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads.
This isn't just your standard grooming. It gives that super smooth finish with a new foil blade your heart desires, and Manscaped delivers.
And it does not stop there. With dual LED spotlights, you can navigate the darkest of regions with precision regardless of your skin tone.
And they thought of everything, man. 3-length setting comb. And guess what? My man, this bad boy is waterproof.
That's right, Booker. Trim with confidence in or out of the shower. The Lawnmower 5.0 trimmer helps reduce nicks, the risk of ingrown hairs, and those dreaded grooming accidents.
And because we've got your back, man, get 20% off free shipping with the code, Booker T at manscaped.com.
Just think about it. 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com with the code Booker T. High-tech grooming for your low places.
Look, man, from a personal experience, this isn't just a ball trimmer. It's like a spaceship for your man parts. Smooth, efficient, and it takes care of B.I.itness, dog.
Remember, we're keeping it real with you all. We partnered up with Manscaped because we believe in the product. They hooked us up and we're passing that on to you.
So, gentlemen, upgrade your grooming game, man, and visit manscaped.com. And don't forget to use the promo code Booker T for your exclusive deals. Booyah! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Hey, man, on a side note, but somebody I wanted to give props to, Chris Ortiz, for the Be Someone podcast. This dude, he interviewed one of my guys, the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. And Brian Keith, he actually had some really, really cool words to say about myself, which was awesome. Big ups to the bounty hunter, but not just myself, reality wrestling. If you can roll that clip for me, go ahead, Brad.
Toolbox. Literally, that's what Booker says. Is like, as a wrestler, you got a playbook or a toolbox, and you're using these things. And it didn't dawn on me until that moment. Literally that weekend, I was, everything that I learned up there was just using everything. And I stood out so much more because a lot of the guys on the independent level don't have that tutelage. They don't have that knowledge or accessible knowledge like I got with Booker T.
Yes.
So I felt like it was just like destined for me to succeed, really, because I had 2 matches. It wasn't really that hard of a work, but being prepared and being able to knock it out the park both times, everybody was like, well, who the heck is this dude coming out of nowhere? Not only having a badass match, but has a nice look.
Yeah.
Freaking
music's banging.
Music's banging. The whole atmosphere just popping. So it's like I really just made waves that first Tampa weekend, like a toolbox.
Boom. To Be Someone podcast, Chris Ortiz. Check him out. He's been doing a lot of cool interviews with a lot of guys that's coming up out of reality wrestling. I want to thank him for that. But that's what I talk to about young people. Young people out there. Just, let me give you just a little bit of advice, more than anything, just a little bit of advice. And that advice is you can't wait for someone to get you over. You can't put your career in anybody's hands and expect for them to get you over. It's just not going to happen. That is something that's going to happen or not. It's just that simple. And if it's going to happen for you, the only reason is because you got the tools. You went out there and did something in the middle of that ring and somebody saw it and said, man, we better get this guy a shot. And I always go back to, me working the house show and coming, from the ring and Dusty telling me, they won't put you on first no more. And I was like, man, I'm on to something. I'm on to something big. And I just need to, stay the course. I just need to, make sure I understand what Dusty was talking about more than anything. And that's going out there and steal the show on a regular basis. Not just steal the show. Go out there and make sure you shine to the point that those fans are up out of their seats. Those fans are bringing the signs with your name on them, stuff like that. It's undeniable. When you're getting over. You just know that. And that goes to what I said about Dana Brooke. And, because she made a comment that she don't feel like WWE quite believed in her to really to give her that shot. And I don't want Dana Brooke going to Impact thinking that way, because she has a golden opportunity now to let WWE see what they missed out on, and that's by going out there and stealing the show. Because if she have that same thought process going into Impact, TNA. And if she don't get that shot to shine, that could be something that, she could have missed the boat on, thinking that that opportunity should have just been there because I'm coming to Impact Wrestling. I've seen so many guys leave WWE and go elsewhere thinking that, well, I'm going to do it over here. But you got to understand, going over there, you're going to have to put the work in just as hard if you're going to rise up through that crop. Because I'm going to tell you, so many guys, there's so many girls out there that's looking for the same thing that you're trying to get. And that's that top spot, that's number one spot. That's what this business has always been built on, competition, going out there, performing at the highest level. I always used to, say, to the guys, I'm top 5 in the world. I'm top 5. No doubt. Anywhere in the world, I can work with all of them. And they used to say, well, but what number are you then? I say, it doesn't matter. I know I'm hovering. And the thing is, that was just me talking. But what I also thought about was going out there every time in the ring, improving how good I was. And that's something no one can take away from you, as well as that's something that people can't put blinders on and not see. They can't help but see it. And when they see it, they know it. It's just that simple. I've had talent that come through reality of wrestling, and when I spot talent, the Kylie Rays, the Roxanne Perez's of the world, the Mysterious Hughes, when I see them, I say, man, this guy it's something. I see it. I know it. So Dana, please don't think that I'm taking a jab at you or anything like that, because we've always had nothing but good relations. I want to see you thrive, but make sure you understand when you go in there, you be locked and loaded and go in there and you prove how good you are in the middle of that square circle. If you need some help, you hit me up down here at Reality of Wrestling. I show you and tell you exactly what I'm talking about.
Ash by Elegance, man.
Oh.
Ash by Elegance. I'm excited to see what she has in store. And you know what? Going off of that, speaking of Brian Keith and the Be Someone podcast, shout out Chris Ortiz, of course. I would be remiss to say that there is a rumor, big rumor on the internets regarding Brian Keith. I have no inside information. I read things just like you all do. But they're saying that he has signed a contract with All Elite Wrestling. And if that is the case, allow me to say congratulations, Brian Keith. Because Brian and I started around the same time at Reality of Wrestling. And I saw him grind, man, when he's trying to figure out that gimmick, trying to work that cowboy. Saw him go from the television title to the world title and wrestling in the main event just recently with Kenny King at the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. So shout out to Brian Keith. And no one is more happy for him than I am if that rumor is true. Because first of all, a great guy. Top 2 guy, I've met in the wrestling business. And then also to see him shine. And that man's got some children too, boy. He's got some kids. You know what I mean? He got to feed them kids. I hope he did. And Brian knows it's all love for me.
No doubt, man. No doubt. But no, big ups to Brian Keith. Like I say, that's what I wish for all my students is to have that playbook, that tool bag, and every one of my students. And I've told Brian, I told Roxanne, just about every one of them that leave Reality Wrestling, I always say, look, when you go there, they're going to teach you totally different than you've been taught here, but you got your tool bag. All right, you got your playbook, and know when to use your playbook, know when to bring that right tool out. And the thing is, because they can't teach you that, but when you do it, and it's uncanny to the point to where they see it, and it's something that they didn't teach you, they're going to know it immediately. It's like getting hit in the back of the head with a hammer, man. I'm serious. Yeah, young people, don't wait on somebody to write for you. Go out there and perform in the middle of that square circle. Check out Reality Wrestling. Go to realitywrestling.com.
Well, wouldn't you say that Brian, is kind of the embodiment of that too? Because Brian, I don't think ever waited on anybody to make it happen for him. He took the knowledge, as you said in the clip, and I've seen him. And then over the last 2 years or so, just felt like his popularity exploded. To at one point, I remember I was trying to figure out why he hadn't been on the show in a little while, and then Kevin, our director, was like, "Man, he is booked everywhere, 3-4 times a weekend." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then I went and checked the website. I'm like, I didn't realize Brian had blown up to the extent that he did. And I remember us a few months ago when we were talking about Brian Danielson, mentioning the bounty hunter Brian Keith and how great he was. I'm like, well, hey man, I'm glad the rest of the world is figuring out what we've known for so long. And he's been a great kept secret, but I'm glad he's a secret kept no more.
Opportunity knocked, and boom, he knocked it out of the park, man. And that's what I'm talking about more than anything. So I just don't want people to think that I'm knocking anybody on this show or anything like that, or trying to kill someone's shine or anything like that. For me, when I talk about something, I'm always going to be talking about it from a constructive criticism perspective. And for me, I have no ill will towards anyone to just come on here and hate on them. That's just not my nature. So I just want to get that out there.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Ash by Elegance. Again, I'm wishing her nothing but the best in the TNA. And I've heard great things about that TNA show. I haven't gotten a chance to rewatch Impact, the new Impact that they just had. I think Will Ospreay was on there wrestling a match for TNA, and I haven't gotten a chance to check it out. But I'm excited for people like Nick Nemeth and Ash by Elegance to kind of get a second run. And like you said, Book, I mean, you're here for advice. If I was somebody and I heard that, I would be calling you immediately.
Hey, I've said it 1,000 times. You know, I talk about stuff on here all the time. Sometimes people get offended by it. And like I said, all they have to do is just call me and say, "Book, why are you hating on me?" And then I'm gonna leave them with a little knowledge, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, shuggy ducky quack quack, I feel it. If I'm talking about you, it's a reason. It's a reason if I'm talking about you. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame, man. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Gametime, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Gametime is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Gametime has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
And guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Gametime, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Gametime guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section and row for less elsewhere. Gametime will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, Book.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Gametime. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Gametime now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Just download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Guaranteed. Oh, yes. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Probably got some super chatters out there, huh, Brad?
Yes, we do have some super chatters. And before we get to them, I did want to ask you, one of your friends in the industry, or one of your confidants, one of your boys, as maybe you might characterize him, has been in the news as of late, made his return recently after a devastating leg injury, a quadricep tear, I believe it was, against Grayson Waller on NXT. R-Truth is back in the WWE. It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen him, but there's two stories going around this week about Truth, and I felt like we should address them both. First, we'll start with the light stuff first. R-Truth was the #1 merch seller this past week in the WWE. I mean, that is incredible for Truth, who's been around for a minute. He's out selling them all. He's out selling CM Punk. You know, he's out selling Cody Rhodes. It's crazy.
No, it's not really. You know, I'm not surprised. Not surprised one bit because I've heard so many people, you know, try to hate on R-Truth over the years. They have said, you know, just had so much negativity. You know, and it's negative. They're being negative. You know, it's one of those type of deals. But R-Truth has had a job for 20 plus years, easy. And he's always been in a position to where, you know, he's been on the show. Everybody's not going to be the world champion. That's just not everybody's role. And so many people try to, like I say, hate on R-Truth, but R-Truth is a guy that knows the name of this game. He's smart, and that's the reason why he's still around. Also, and you know, I've said, and all the people that talk, you know, I just want to give them a little bit of advice, just a little word from the wise. Something I always say about this thing called life. You can be great at what you do, and people don't like you. You ain't gonna be around very long. They're gonna get you out of there. They're gonna bounce your ass up out of there as quick as they possibly can. But you can be good at what you do, and people like you. You'll stick around forever. That dude, Truth, is good at what he does. People like him, and that's why he's still doing what he's doing right now at the highest level. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So I give R-Truth big props for still being able to be in the game. And more importantly, the fans still, you know, love R-Truth and give him props at the same time.
Hey, man, I love everything that you said, and I agree about Truth. He's always you don't hear anything, well, at least from my perspective, I've never heard anything negative about Truth online from even the fans.
Stand-up dude. He's a stand-up dude, I can tell you. Anybody that think, you know, because you see R-Truth on television doing, you know, his character, run up on him and try that. See what happened. No, he's always been a stand-up dude. So big ups to R-Truth.
Man, we Truth. We had Truth on the old radio show back in the day. We should get Truth back on here soon because he's got so many great stories. And you talk about another surefire future Hall of Famer. Is Ron Killings. And you know what was crazy is he was K Quick in WWF for a minute, but I don't really remember him that much as K Quick. I first saw Truth for the first time really when he was Ron the Truth Killings in TNA, and he was the NWA World's Champion. And then he had the what they call it? It was like the 3 Live Crew or something like that.
Yeah.
Him and Road Dogg and someone else.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's when I first started seeing him. And I thought, oh, okay, I like what Truth brings. And then when he came to, this is what people need to remember. When he came back to WWE as R-Truth, he did some comedy segments, right? But then he and Miz had a run as a tag team in like 2012-ish.
Yeah.
Where they were the main focus of the show for a couple of months. So much so that they were the team for The Rock to face in his return match 7-8 years after leaving WWE. It was John Cena and The Rock versus R-Truth and The Miz. And they had a run on top, man, to where Truth was in a main event slot, would have bought him as a world champion at that moment. And he's found a way to consistently stay, what'd you say, relevant on the show.
Gotta know how to stay relevant. Yeah.
Forever. And to me, this is a comedy thing he's doing with the Judgment Day. But in true R-Truth fashion, he knows how to get it over. He knows how to work the gimmick.
He's making it work.
He knows how to work the gimmick, man.
But
wait, real quick. That's what you were saying in the last segment, right? About Ash by Elegance.
Yeah.
Is they might not give you the $1 million idea. It's for you to take what they give you and make it worth $1 million.
Well, trust me, if the fans wasn't liking it, they put a plug on it in a heartbeat. If Truth wasn't getting it over, his merch numbers wouldn't be up the way they are right now. Am I correct on that?
100%, man.
That's just fact. That's just fact. I just always wondered, how did R-Truth think he was gonna like get through his whole career? It's still all my moves and don't nobody know about it.
He's done a good job of that, actually.
He's done a great job at it. I've always wondered that. I'm like, when I'm on the same roster. You know, how you just gonna take all my moves, you know, and don't nobody say nothing, you know. So big ups, big ups, because I always say, man, if you can make it work, use it, take it and use it.
What this is my only, I think, interaction with R-Truth, but this is always comes to my mind when we talk about him. We were back at one of the house shows one time years ago, and you saw R-Truth walking down the hallway, and he had his back to you, and you go, Kofi, Kofi, and he turned his back, and you're like, oh, my bad. Brad said that. Brad said you were Kofi. It's like, wait, no, I didn't. Don't give me that kind of heat. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that, man.
They all look alike, man. So,
oh man. So, but the thing about Truth though is not only did was he able to come back on the show. You remember that too?
yeah, I remember that.
You're like, Brad said it. He said you were Kofi.
Truth was hot too.
Truth was a little hot. He was like, after you know me for 20 years, you're calling me Kofi?
Oh my god.
Oh man. But speaking of Truth, also, like he almost, I saw this interview he did with our guy Peter Rosenberg. What up, Petey? And he said that he almost had to get his leg amputated from this last injury.
Yeah.
I mean, that was crazy. They said there was a hole in his knee from an infection that he got after surgery.
Yeah, man, that's true, man. That's a true story, man. He actually sent me a photo of it. Actually, you know, right after he was it got worked on, and I was like, wow, you know, he went through a lot, man. He went through a lot after doing that damn stupid dive. I'm like, I swear, I sent him a text message that night, and I know he's probably in the hospital.
Good timing.
I'm serious, but I didn't care. I just needed him to know. I go, what the hell were you thinking? You know, come on. I know you got that NXT adrenaline buzz the way you want to jump off something, but man, come on, bro. Leave that to the young guys. He goes, man, I don't know what I was thinking, man. I'd never do that again. But nah, man, that was real, man. He went through a lot. Just glad to see him back because you never really know in those kind of situations. It's touch and go, especially with those infections and whatnot. You know, so I'm just, like I say, glad to see him, you know, come through it.
I mean, it was scary for me listening to him kind of account for it because it was like he had to have something put in his knee to like drain all the fluids and have some kind of tube or pipe. I can't remember how he described it. And then to have like a literal hole, as you said, you saw the picture of it. And for the doctor to tell him, this isn't good. You're in the woods on this one. We're going to work to get it out, but I'm going to have to come up with some kind of strategy. I never would want a doctor to tell me that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this isn't good. I don't know how to fix it, but I'm going to work on it. And let's hope we get there.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. Yeah. One of those times.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it's scary. Oh, scary. Definitely. Yeah.
So, but I'm glad that, you know, he fought through it. And Truth is at, I don't know. How long has he been working? Since 90 something, right? I mean, like mid 90s.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
Somewhere around there, maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And to be able to last this long and have this career that he's had, it's incredible. And then to be the #1 merch seller when you come back from this devastating injury.
Big ups, Truth, man. Still out there, you know, making it work, figuring it out. As you get older, you do get wiser, you get a little bit smarter, and for him to still be, like you say, relevant in the game today with so much going on. That's what I talk about all the time, because the game just getting younger and younger every day. But to still stay relevant within that storm just lets you know this dude is, you know, doing his job, and he's doing it well, man. So big ups again. We got to take a break, man. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by BlueChew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
You know, let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, you know, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Just talking about that boy R-Truth. But it's time for the super chatters, man. Let's get the super chatters in, dog.
It is time for the super chatters. We have a couple right now. If you want to send in a message to Booker T or myself or both of us, or you want to have a comment, a question, a topic you'd like addressed, you can go ahead and send that on here. We have Marcus Craig leading the pack today.
Yeah.
Marcus Craig said, Book, what do you think of Timeless Tony Storm?
You know, we talked about Timeless Tony Storm. We touched on it, but yeah, I like it. It's different. What I like about it, you know, you could have all the hardcore matches, you know, you want to have. You know, you can have all the spots, you know, the jumping over the top rope. But it's always a spot on the show for entertainment. And that's what she's doing right now. Toni Storm might be doing her best work, and she might be more over now than she's ever been. And it's not because of any one of her matches. You know, so I think, you know, there again, young people out there that's trying to figure this out. Toni Storm probably will tell you herself, man, why did it take me so damn long to figure this out? Why did it take me this long to figure it out? You know what I mean? So yeah, I like it. And for me, it's wrestling. Wrestling is to be embellished and being embellished to the point to where you can pretty much make it whatever you want it, as long as it's good, not just anything. Wrestling has, you know, become to be embellished these days by just doing some of the most off the wall, craziest stuff you ever want to see in your life. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about still making it fun and entertaining for, you know, me to watch as well as the rest of my family.
You know, I couldn't agree more. And I think that what I've learned during my time of just watching and listening to you and working around reality wrestling is when you can figure out what your quote unquote character is and what your character would do in a particular situation inside the ring, those moments are so much stronger than a Canadian destroyer or some impressive athletic maneuver, because I can remember, like, okay, when you think of Taker, probably the greatest character in the history of the business, I think that's probably undeniable. You know what Taker's like biggest spot was in his match? It wasn't the clothesline. It wasn't the old school where he'd walk the ropes. It wasn't even a choke slam or a tombstone. The biggest part of a Taker match is when he would get hit, be laying down, and then do the sit-up and look over at the guy. That would get the biggest pop every time. He's doing nothing but a sit-up. literally doing nothing but a sit up and turning his head. And that got the biggest reaction of his whole match up into the 1, 2, 3. Right. I'm saying that and liking it to Timeless Tony Storm, or even probably to yourself, you could relate to this. Your character moments in the match is what made people connect with you more. And when they connect with your character, all of a sudden your workload is a lot more light because they want to see you. They don't really care at that point what it is you're doing because they're so attached to the character.
Yeah, I think so. But I think both kind of go hand in hand at the same time. You know, when you do find your peak as your character, you normally are finding your peak in the ring at the same time. Because
I agree. Yeah.
Again, you're figuring it out. You're working the character opposed to just working the match. Everything feels a certain way because you're creating opposed to just going out there and performing. And so it's got so many different elements. So Tony Storm, big ups to what she's doing right now.
And do you need significant like camera and promo time like on the show in order to get your character over, or do you think you can do it majority in the ring?
I did most of mine, my character work outside of the ring.
Right.
Yeah, just like Tony Storm is doing most of her character work outside of the ring. So when she gets in the ring, people don't really care about seeing her work. They just want to see her.
Yeah.
When I did a lot of good character work, outside of the ring, like running from the boogeyman or whatever it was, you know what I mean? And then when I got in the ring, I made that part work too. So just like her with the shoe, it's just stupid, but it works, so.
But it works. It's over. Our next one comes from DJ 1491. Book needs a reality show like Montez and Bianca. Yeah, they have a new show coming out, I believe. I feel like I would be, a good host. Doing the biographies, and stuff like that. I feel like I found my niche as far as being able to, work with guys and make them feel comfortable, answering questions and whatnot. Most of the times because I've been there with them, I've been in the trenches with them. I know exactly what questions to ask because I know what kind of questions don't want people asking me at the same time, as well as just keeping it real, man. Just keeping it real more than anything. I think is the key to being able to sit down and talk. Because I'm always looking for a fight. I'm always looking to test myself. So nothing gonna go past me. You know what I'm saying? But would you like, cameras following you around all the time, documenting, your day to day with you and the Queen and what you're doing at Raw and NXT and stuff like that?
For a price, man, I'm willing, to do some
Spoken
stuff.
like a true G. For a price.
Price, man. We willing to work, as long as it's respectable and got some integrity behind. That's what we all about more than anything. But yeah, man, it's time to keep living, man. In this life, when it's over, it's over. So you want to push, like we was talking about earlier with the boys. You're going to push yourself till the wheels fall off. That's what it's all about.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to watching Montez and Bianca's show, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
This comes from Mike Edwards.
Super. Yeah.
What's up, guys? 2024. This is another golden age of pro wrestling, but do you think us wrestling fans are spoiled because of it? Spoiled how, I wonder? I don't know what that means, actually. Because there's so much great talent on TV? Is that what he's saying? Or there's so much wrestling on TV? Or
I think I wouldn't necessarily say the wrestlers are spoiled because there's so much wrestling on television, but I do think the wrestling fans have grown to the point to where they want like Paul Heyman said on a regular basis, a spoiler. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of messed up the wrestling business a little bit. We talk about that on the show all the time as far as people wanting to know the ending of the Marvel movie and how that's just totally would just screw everything up, and we get a whole bunch of that with the wrestling these days. A lot of times the fans, what ticks me off about the fan a lot of times is they think they're smarter than the guy that's been in the business, and doing it on a regular basis and grinding on a regular basis and these stupid comments. I think that That irks me more. And the thing is, it would irk me a whole lot more if I was a performer on the show. It doesn't really irk me that much as it would if I was one of the guys really on the show, because if you think that about me, you probably think the same thing about those guys. You probably think you can get up off your sofa and get in the ring and do exactly what they do. And I don't believe it.
Well, and here's the thing, because, you know, I'm a fan. I'll always be a fan. However, just because you watch something for a long time doesn't mean you necessarily know about it, right? Like, for instance, like y'all remember being in school, there was always a teacher who had been there for like 35 years, right? But they weren't really a good teacher. Just because you've been around for a long time doesn't mean you're good at what you do, and it doesn't mean you know about what you do. And I have seen, and I still see people chirp online about, oh, they should do this. Why are they doing this? Complain. Even though I might have an idea of where I want a story to go, or like, oh, it'd be cool if they did this, this, and this, I'm still going to watch the show, because when I watch a movie, I don't rewrite it in my head as I'm watching it, right? I watch it from the beginning to the end, and I might have an opinion at the end of it.
Yeah.
When the story's over, I might say, they shouldn't have done that. I didn't like that.
You might even have an opinion 3/4 of the way through.
Right.
Or halfway through. You may, wait, oh, come on. You might have that feeling.
That's how I feel like when I watch Fast and the Furious. I'm like, how is The Rock pulling a helicopter down?
That kind of stuff, you know, when you see it, you just, okay, yeah, let's keep it rolling.
But let's see where it goes.
It's a movie. Keep it rolling.
Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. Now, speaking of movies, I do have to tell you about one that I meant to send you a text on. It's in the movie theater right now. It's called The Beekeeper with Jason Statham.
Yeah.
This movie's so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's action. It's like a classic action movie. It reminds me of like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon.
Action, man. I love Jason.
But no, this is like his best action ever.
What about acting though?
His acting is good too, because they find a way in this movie. In the first 5 minutes, they set it up so beautifully that you do not want to see anything but Jason Statham get these guys, right? I mean, phenomenal. It's so good. Felicia Rashad's in the movie, by the way. Shout out to Felicia Rashad, legend. It's one that I think that you would enjoy, Book.
I'll check it out. Most definitely. Is this our last segment?
I think we have one more after this.
Okay, all right. Well, shoot, man.
We got to take a break.
Stick around, you're in the Hall of Fame, man. We'll be back in a minute. What's up, y'all? It's your man, Booker T, 6-time world champion, 2-time Hall of Famer, and I'm here with my main man, Brad Gilmore, on the Hall of Fame podcast. And today we're talking about something that's been a game changer for us, and that's HelloFresh.
That's right, Booker. Whether you're looking to save money, eat better, or stress less in the new year, HelloFresh has got you covered. We're talking about farm-fresh ingredients, chef-crafted recipes, and the best part, it's all delivered right to your doorstep.
You know, Brad, I used to stress about meal planning, especially with my busy schedule. But with HelloFresh, man, I'm whipping up quick, tasty meals in no time. And my favorite has got to be their 15-minute recipes. Man, who knew I could cook a gourmet meal that fast?
Absolutely, Book. But let's talk about variety. HelloFresh has over 45 dinner options each week. So that's right. There's going to be no more recipe boredom. Plus, they've got calorie smart and protein smart options, perfect for keeping those New Year's resolutions in check.
And you know, Brad, as a family man, I'm sitting down for dinner with my crew, and it's important. HelloFresh quick and easy meals have made that reality. Even on the busiest nights, it's just convenient. It's bringing the family together.
And don't forget, breakfast fans, HelloFresh is hooking you up, the listeners of the Hall of Fame podcast, with free breakfast for life. That's right, a free breakfast item with every delivery. Now, that's a sweet deal to wake up to.
Y'all heard it here first. Go to HelloFresh.com/BookerFree and use the code, man, BookerFree, to get your free breakfast for life. Remember, one breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. Oh, yeah, man.
That's HelloFresh.com/BookerFree with the code BookerFree. Don't miss out on America's #1 meal kit.
Join us in making cooking fun, easy, and absolutely delicioso. It's HelloFresh. You got it. Oh, yeah. Can you dig it, sucker?
It's time to get Get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Oh, yes, we've been taking super chats, just answering a few questions. If you got a chat that you want me to talk about, make sure you get it in, man. Do it now, because we're getting ready to bounce up out of here in about 10 plus minutes, guys. Do it! Do it now! I'll do it for you.
Actually, more like 9. We ran long on a segment, but it's okay. We're going to go through these quickly. This is a Cali Toenail.
Give us some Roni, brother.
Oh, yeah!
Had to hit that toenail. What up, BT Boat? I'm sneaking off in the Hall of Fame for a sec. Shout out to my lady Sunday. Happy birthday, babe. Put that red thing on, girl. I'm strapping on the rocket and taking you straight to the moon. Who you with?
You got it, dog. That red thing, man. I ought to bring that red thing back, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, man. You know, because you know with the BlueChew, chew it and that. It will take you straight to the moon, dog. Serious.
Strap the rocket on, man. Strap the rocket on. You know, I don't know. When's the next time? Someone actually asked last week, and I didn't get a chance to get to it. When is the next time we're doing the super chat fan experience?
Let's see. We got the Rumble coming up
in March.
Let's shoot
Summer Champions, or
let's shoot for Summer Champions, baby.
Summer Champions. So a few months. We'll keep y'all updated on that one. This comes from Big Breezo.
Yeah.
I remember Truth from TNA putting in work. LOL. Hey man, TNA from 02.
He was K Quick over there, right?
No, he was Ron the Truth Killings.
Okay. You show. What was he? K Quick
in WWF. For a
okay.
second.
All right. Okay. I knew he was.
And I think he tagged with Road Dogg there too. He tagged with Road Dogg there too for a second. But TNA is where I, like I said, first saw him and where I thought he kind of came. I mean, he was a main event guy in TNA. He was a main eventer.
Yeah. I mean,
he's a world champion.
Truth put in work, man. Like I said, you can't take away his accomplishment to the business. You know, the years, the tireless, day in, day out, night in, night out, the grind. Nah, man. Soldier, dog. Soldier.
Yeah, man. And again, that TNA roster. I'm telling you, from 98 to like 04 is the most interesting time in pro wrestling, because you had all the Attitude Era guys still working. You were working on top. Rock was working on top. Austin was working on top. Triple H, Mankind, Taker, all those guys, right? And then Flair and Hogan were having like a renaissance. And then in the same period of time, Randy and John and Brock and Batista all started coming up all at the same time. And you had AJ and Samoa Joe working in TNA. It was just such an interesting period. There should be like a doc on those 6 years in wrestling.
I agree.
Let's see. Let's go to our next one. Loso Dolo.
Super.
You don't mess with my little privates, man.
He's a channel member. Did you record any audio for 2K24? They announced 2K24 today. It's coming out soon.
No, I didn't, but I'm sure they got a lot of my quotes. I'm sure they can pipe them in. I'm sure they can pipe my Trick Williams, theme in. If he's in the video game, I'm sure he's going to be in there. But and the thing is, if they do pipe any of it in, I better be looking for a check in the mail. You know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully they'll use so much stuff.
Is that stuff like negotiated in your? I'm assuming it is. This is probably a stupid question. Is that like negotiated in your contract, like video game royalties, or is that like a separate thing?
Well, the royalties is normally, if you're in the video game, that's just something that's negotiated in the contract. But doing the voiceover stuff like that, sometimes that's a side deal.
Oh, okay, a little side money action. I like it. I like it. We have two more here. This guy named Alex. What makes R-Truth stand out so much, and what can people learn from his impact in gaining the audience's attention?
It's very, very simple. It really is. You don't see R-Truth when he wrestles. R-Truth doesn't really do any ha-ha in the ring other than his split, and the side kick, scissor kick, whichever one he want to do after that.
His has like a little turn.
His little turn too. Yeah. There's a little that one move. It's the only thing you really see when R-Truth goes out and perform in the ring. Am I correct on that?
Correct.
Okay. And that's the same thing I did. Only thing I did was the spin-a-rooney was that one thing that I would do in the ring. I wouldn't do anything outside of that, right?
Right.
But outside of the ring, promos and everything else, you can do whatever you want to do. And the one thing that intangible that R-Truth has, more so than most, he's able, just like myself, to be able to laugh at himself. That right there is something you got to know how to do. And you got to know how to do it from a perspective to where you making people, have fun when it's happening. You're not making a fool out of yourself. You're entertaining the fans. Is what you're doing, and he does that, so much better than most.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think the truth, again, is what he's able to do. It's just nothing short of incredible as far as just keeping his name afloat and finding ways to continue to evolve his character too. Because for a little while, and it's part of it still, but like you almost look for truth in the show because you knew he was going to say something funny like these last few years. You didn't even need to necessarily see him wrestle. Like his 24/7 run was fun. He's actually the only thing that made the 24/7 title anything.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But he bought in.
He bought in.
He bought in 100% with it. He didn't just do. It was real to him doing that character, and doing that run. It was real as it possibly could. I talked to him about it, and he tried to make that as real as he possibly could. And that's what you take what you got. You take it as far as you can.
Look, 90%, and this is no disrespect, but 90% of the people who were involved in those 24/7 segments were like, oh, I guess I don't have anything else on the show. I'm being the stupid segment running around, looking for truth, right? But Truth's the only one who took it and went, wait a minute, okay, look, I'm going to be on TV every week for a significant amount of time, multiple segments sometimes in the same show. Yeah, I'm going to get this over. Oh, wait a minute, what? Oh, you want me to go do morning radio and drop the title to some ESPN host and then win it back from him at another show like later on? Okay, I'll do that. I'm going to be on more media platforms.
Yeah,
I'm going to go viral.
Some people don't know their role also, like I say, everybody's not going to be the world champion. Everybody's not going to be, chosen to be in that position. And that's just fact. Okay. But knowing how to keep yourself relevant, knowing how to play this game and play it as long as R-Truth has played it, it hasn't been by accident. He didn't slip on a banana peel and get this far in this one company by doing that. No, dude's smart, man. He's smart. And I wish more people in the business could really think that way, because I've seen guys squander opportunities just because they wanted to go out and be a wrestler.
I love your reaction to that.
Okay, I swear, man.
We do got to get through these last two before we
Let's
run
do
out of
it,
time. This is from Callie Toenail.
Give us some Roni, brother. Oh, yeah.
Callie says, Hulk Hogan out here saving lives, so it makes me think he's a little more mobile. It would be nice to see him at WrestleMania 40, at least throwing a punch to Wilder. Wilder? Where'd that come from? Yeah, I did see Hogan save or assisted or saved, helped some girl who had flipped her car there in Florida. I don't know all the details about it, but if the headlines were accurate to the story, yeah, I mean, shout out to Hulk for saving somebody.
He's the Hulk, man. The Hulk turned green. He could be hurting, walking down, arthritis and everything. You see a car turned over, he turned into the Hulk. He went over, turned the car over, he pulled the girl out, saved her. So that's all it was. He turned right back into Terry Bollea. Come on. You ever heard these stories?
Well, yeah, but in 5 years, it's going to be never mind. I was about to say something else. Stop the car with my bare hand, brother. Then I pulled the door open.
No, this might be a Jesse Smollett deal. That's going to be a setup. For all we know.
These are just jokes. Let us get our jokes off, all right? We're like Cat. You know what I mean? Let us get our jokes off.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. You know how people set stuff up, try to get back in the good graces of people. All the stuff he done said.
You know, look, we've had a great show,
Okay.
and that's the headline. I'm telling you right now, that's the headline on every site. Booker T says Hulk Hogan saving girl from car is like Jussie Smollett. That's the headline. And you did it. You did it to yourself. You. Not me, not Hermione, you. Okay, our last one is from Mailman Child Jones.
I wasn't thinking, man.
You did it. Damn it. All the stuff about Ash by Elegance and Brian Key, throw it out the window. Get rid of it. You might as well not even said it.
Come on, man. We got one more.
Oh, Mailman John Jones says, where did you and Rock buy those $500 shirts? I need one.
Place closed down where I used to buy mine from. In the mall, Showstown Mall. Here in the Houston Southwest side, they closed down. But I only paid like $50 for mine.
You just drew an extra zero on the price tag.
He just had a lot of zeros on it here. He just had there's a zero on his. That's all he did. But mine was like $50. You know, seriously. But nah, man. We got to get up out of here, man. We got to get up out of here. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Get your champagne. I didn't mean that about Hulk. I didn't mean that.
It's too late now.
Thanks for heavy lifting and making that known at the same time. Peace, y'all. We out. I always talk about preparation is the only